For longtime fans of the series, the original Resident Evil has a certain aura that's unmatched. The iconic B-movie setup with live-action actors set the stage for a billion-dollar franchise that still releases games today. This was the only time in the history of Resident Evil that live-action actors were used, and some of the most beloved Resident Evil characters are based on their likenesses. Now, the over 25 years search for all of these actors almost reached urban legend status. However, we're happy to confirm that all of the live action actors have finally been found. What is up, guys? Andy here from the Residents of Evil, and today we're going to be recapping the search and summarising the journey to find the Resident Evil 1 live action actors.
Resident Evil.
Now, it does need to be discussed why it's taken so long for these actors to be found, and we can put it down to a couple of reasons. The first reason being, at this point in time in game design and game technology, Capcom were using a revolving door of talent in Japan, and they might not necessarily have made the connection that this is about a game. Actually, from talking with Pablo Kuntz, who's the voice actor for the original Albert Wesker, he made the claim that he didn't make the correlation that Biohazard and Resident Evil were the same. At the end of the day, this was an acting gig, like many acting gigs and commercials that they were doing at the time, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. They just forgot that they was in it. Now, we have to give a huge shout out to the Raccoon Stars blogspot, who have spent many years collating all of this information for us to present today. So Fred, Julian, thank you very much. Let's start off with Chris Redfield himself, Charlie Kraslovsky, who was found by Alessandro Conti. After reading some of the fantastic work that the Raccoon Stars team had put together on their website, director Andrew Sorlow set out to contact each of the live-action actors in the hope of a reunion, and he did just that with Charlie, Eric and Greg back in 2022. Who are, of course, Chris Redfield, Albert Wesker and Barry Burton. Shortly after then, Charlie Kraslovsky was cast as the Keeper in the crowd-funded film The Keeper's Diary, a Biohazard story. Shortly after the production of Keeper's Diary wrapped, Andrew Sorlow set his sights on Linda, who had recently resurfaced on social media. After some very productive conversations, Linda agreed to Reunion 2.0 as the Residents of Evil tried to fill in the pieces of the puzzle. And it was also announced that all 4 of the original live-action actors that took part in Reunion 2.0 will be reprising their roles in the upcoming fan series Resurrection. Crowdfunding coming soon. Now, I don't necessarily want to recap all of their anecdotes and stories on how they got the roles and what the shoot was like in practice. We've already done a fantastic video called Reunion 2.0 that you can watch at your leisure. I would highly recommend it if you're a huge fan of RE1. Now, this is where we move on to super recent news with Jason, who plays Joseph Frost. After pretty much being under the radar until 2021, Jason appeared on the International Business Podcast by Leo Massa and mentioned his role by Resident Evil and Biohazard. Now, it is worth noting that Fred from Raccoon Stars did originally contact Jason back in 2019 to no avail, and this is the first time that Jason has publicly acknowledged his role in Resident Evil 1. Check it out.
For the old Resident Evil game that became a huge hit, Biohazard, right? I was in the video clip and I get eaten by a dog and screaming and blood going everywhere. Another one was I used to be a kind of fake dancer at these really popular clubs.
And of course, we head to the last piece of the puzzle, which is Inez, who plays Jill Valentine. Now, according to sources, in an interview with Shinji Mikami himself, he regretted putting Inez in the cast because of her young age and inexperience in acting. When filming Joseph's death, she became distressed by repeated mosquito bites. Now, allegedly, she was penned for an interview with the team over at Raccoon Stars, but she later changed her mind after she received the questions. She is now a mother and retired. Now, it goes without saying the offer is always there for Inez to return to the Resident Evil universe. And in an ideal world, we would love to bring all 5 original live-action actors together as part of a final Reunion 3.0 video. However, it should absolutely go without saying that nobody is entitled to Inez's time. If she wants to ride out into the sunset, well, she is more than entitled to do that. We here at the Residents of Evil wish her the absolute best of luck. However, if she ever changes her mind, The door is always open. It will never be locked from the other side. And that's all we've got time for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video, and hopefully we will see you soon once again at the Residents of Evil.